Quarter-final of the Leinster Championship. And into the action straight away there came Adrian Reid, who switched across. That's dealt with there at the back, but not all that terribly well by Emmett Bolton. Gives a chance to Shane Lennon. And Lennon, who was the goal scorer against Longford in the opening round, cracks this one over the bar. First point of the match and a good start. Inside the opening 20 seconds. Should have been cleared. Instead it found the Kilkerley Emmets player. Had a hand injury. It's drifting left. JP Rooney keeps it in play and puts it over the bar. 2 in a row. 2 attacks by Louth. 2 scores. Both from play, because this one didn't quite make it by Brian White, but gathered in well by a very alert JP Rooney, and the Kildare defence is going to have to buck up.
Yeah, that's basic stuff. Always be watching for the poor kick out, and it's Emmett Bolton again.
This to give Kildare their opening score. Johnny Doyle, as per usual, over the bar. 5 minutes are gone, and it's 2 points to 1. Good match. He played 2 weeks ago, but it's their first season in the championship. That's Paddy Keenan. He'll have a big role, you imagine, to play tonight, as Shane Lennon links up here with Brian White again, gets it onto the right boot and puts it over the bar. Brilliant scoring. And it's 3 points to 1.
And this is really nice work. Thought for a second he might have picked it off the ground. Michael Duffy lets him away, and Brian White swings it really neatly.
Not half bad. Another for Brian White. Neil Gallagher, former League of Ireland goalkeeper with UCD. Paddy Keenan. And that was taken by his wing-back Ray Finnegan. Now, Brian White. Held here well by Andy MacDonald. Back once again it comes. And that time a much better attempt, and it's over the bar. And it's JP Rooney's second.
It certainly is. Look at the way he works around. That's cuteness, experience. He's looking for the dish back. He gets it with the left. And Rooney would tap those over.
Park. Kildare just leaving 2 men on the inside forward line, and now there's an opportunity to break here, and it's Padraig O'Neill who joins the other 2. Big gaps, fists it over the bar. Good decision. Very wisely done by Padraig O'Neill. James Kavanagh. Some 50 metres out, rolled in there towards Ronan Sweeney. First time I think he's got on the ball, and it comes back again. Oh, Louth should have been able to clear that one. Instead it ends up with James Kavanagh. Oh, here's a chance, and it's in. Padraig O'Neill, opening goal of the match, comes in the 13th minute from a position where Louth had the ball, had the opportunity to clear. It was Adrian Reid's hand pass, which was intercepted initially by Alan Smith, then played forward beautifully by James Kavanagh to the unmarked Padraig O'Neill, who found the back of the net, and the teams are level.
Yeah, but look at the pass from Kavanagh. Everybody thought he was taking the point, slipped it in brilliantly to O'Neill, and look at the finish, terrific.
Neil. Johnny Doyle this time. He was trying to place the unmarked Morgan O'Flaherty inside. Didn't reach him. And again there's an opportunity for Sweeney, and he puts it over the bar. Ronan Sweeney's first score. Big, strong man, over 6 feet tall. And again, James Kavanagh provided it. Sweeney there at the end.
Referee's view.
And Colin Judge taps it over the bar, and the teams are level once more. So, and he saw the line. The match was won by Louth. Brian White kicking this and putting it over the bar. His third. Very good shooting indeed by the Cooley Kickham's player.
He's a lovely style, Ger. I've been watching him in the preview. With a bit of power, should swing around the middle.
White once again. And he's caught it beautifully. Really super kick. 4th for White. And it's 8 points to 1-3. 20 minutes gone.
One thing that really can upset managers are technical fouls that lead to scores. You have to
consultation there. Wide so far. Kildare marginally more guilty. This one is neatly in there towards Lennon once again, and he cracks it beautifully, almost instinctively, turns smartly onto his left, struck it as sweet as you could possibly wish for, and that's his second point.
Simple stuff, great inside pass. Lennon shown very well in front of his man, and of course he's the 2 feet. When you have that, defenders will know you're going to go left and right, and that's the great positive of 2 feet, and that's a great accuracy.
It's the experienced Ray Finnegan. Big one down into the corner here. Andy MacDonald over there, challenged, helped out by Eamon McCauley. Playing. They all are. Paddy Keenan now. Challenge late, Keenan on the ground, wrestling with Darrell Flynn as play continues. Finally it's Mark Brennan, and Mark Brennan fires it over the bar. His first point, great score. Colm Judge, just 23 years of age. One of the Newtown Blues players from Drogheda. Curls it in right between the posts and raises another white flag. Both his scores coming from frees, and that's the potential up front. Questions are being asked about their backs, and so far we've only seen Kildare seriously test them on one occasion. Then they scored a goal. Andy MacDonald is in full flow here for Louth, and he's put it over. 5 of the forwards have now scored for Louth. That was brilliantly done there. Son of Johnny MacDonald, former Louth star. He'll be pleased to see Andy do this. Johnny Doyle, 1 point already in the game. Make it 2.
Point for Kildare at the other end.
As Neil Gallagher kicks, fisted down by Mark Brennan. Paddy Keenan holds on. Louth look like they've plenty of time. Kildare not closing them down, not in their faces. Louth look much more eager. JP Rooney looks smart, and JP Rooney at 30 years of age has just cracked over his 3rd point of the first half, and it's 13 points to 1-4, and this has been Louth's opening 32 minutes. No question about that. Can't take it. It reaches Dermot Early instead. Has a knee injury, although I don't see any strapping on it. Maybe a very, very light strapping. Hard to see. Darrell Flynn. Now, David White. Essentially 3 players in the middle of the park right now for Kildare. It reaches Alan Smith, the poacher, and Alan Smith has put this one over the bar. That's what you expect from your leading scorer, Alan Smith, but that's his first of this match. Waited for the tip down, like any good striker, waited for the possibilities to come his way, and they came. As they head towards the break. That's booted away. John O'Brien got boot to ball, down as far as Shane Lennon. Gets it away from Gary White, and he's tormenting Gary White. That's a 3rd one for Shane Lennon. Absolutely brilliant football. Well, he's 6'3" tall, and he is some target man.
But more than that, he is a lovely touch on the ball.
Thanks for the moment, lads. Let's get the views of our panel here in the studio. Bernard, it's a bit like the match we were watching up in Sligo a bit earlier on. The underdog are doing the business.
Well, Kildare are getting a footballing lesson, Michael. There's no question doubt about it. Kevin's right. They shouldn't be within 5 points of Louth. Some absolutely brilliant football from Louth. If this was Tyrone, Kerry, or whatever it may be, we'd be actually showing it and talking about it, raving about it. It's as good as 35 minutes from, particularly from their forwards, that I've seen in this year's championship. Out in front for every single ball, fighting tooth and nail, and Kildare are in real trouble here. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Unless they make some serious changes, I see Louth winning the game there. But they're not over the line yet. They have to just a few times. Tommy was saying just sort of at the break there that definitely they've just got to stop running forward when they're ahead. Their backs are leaving a bit too much behind there. But superb, offensive display from Louth. Super, 9 great points in play. Absolutely brilliant scores.
This is the fascinating thing now, Tommy. We saw again, as I said in the first match, Mayo did not respond in the second half of the challenge when Sligo whooped it.
You're right, Michael. But Kildare seem to be. They're in the game, Michael. They're not out of this game. Mayo looked like they were struggling all over the pitch. Kildare played for about 5 minutes and scored 1-2. where Kildare are struggling, they can't get a platform. They're after bringing in Dermot early. Surprised to see Pádraig O'Neill being taken off, right? But they definitely need to do a switch of midfield, because we talked about Paddy Keenan before the game, and himself and Brian White have certainly created the platform for Louth, as far as I'm concerned. And I think Louth are full value. I would agree with Bernard and Kevin, full value for their lead. But I think if Kildare can get any sort of a platform, they're going to be in this game, and I think they could still win it. Where the big weakness for Kildare is they're behind their men in defence everywhere, and that's amazing.
The defence has been brutal.
Yeah, amazing.
Okay, after the break we'll have further analysis and expert opinion from Bernard and Tom.
Sweeney looking for a bit of latitude. Back out it comes here to Morgan O'Flaherty, back in towards Darrell Flynn, and Darrell Flynn knocks it over the bar. First point of the match for him, first point of the second half. Well, now that is the perfect tonic, just his third ever championship score.
We didn't see much of him in the first half. It has to.
Paddy Keenan, if the referee sees it, he will instruct him to go off and get attention. Morgan O'Flaherty quickly in. Suddenly there's a new urgency in the Lily Whites, and that's David White. So the two midfielders starting the match get the scores, and now it's 14 points to 1-8. Nicely set up here, left there for David White to score his first ever championship point.
Long distance outside of the right. Here he is again.
Yeah, he's taking it once more as Declan Byrne has come on as the blood sob. It's on as far as James Kavanagh. That looks really good. Smashing score by James Kavanagh. His first point of the match. This is a player who got 2 goals and 10 points in last year's 4 Leinster championship matches. Showed himself to be a gifted and most promising wing forward. We've seen him set up scores already. Now he's got one himself.
It's a great one.
So far for Kildare have been scored by number 8, number 9 and number 10. Doesn't happen too often. Meanwhile, coming through here and fouled, Mark Brennan from the county champions Balloch Rangers. Very quickly taken inside here. Great chance. What a goal. And it's Ray Finnegan. The wing back breeze forward, and he gets his second ever championship goal. Scored last year against Carlow. In he came, shrugged off the attentions of the defenders and cracked an absolute beauty. They couldn't stop him.
Well, I've been talking about this all summer. When goal chances present themselves, you got to stick them. That's from the left half back, the right half back rather, but a brilliant pass in by Mark Brennan. It was his.
Right now it's Brian White, nice and calm, 13 metres out. Shouldn't be too much difficulty, and isn't. First of the second half, fifth of the match. 1-9. Yeah, it was Colm Judge. They need to take every chance and not to panic. There's loads of time. Johnny Doyle gets his 4th. So 6 points of a difference once again. And this is that the hand holding the ball must be steady at the time when the contact's made. Hard to do.
Well,
all these things to remember when you're in full flow and you're trying to win a championship match and you're dying to beat Kildare. Meanwhile, Johnny Doyle can get it 2 in a row, and Johnny Doyle does. And the free kick for Kildare is down towards the full forward. It breaks to Johnny Doyle from the top back by Alan Smith, and Johnny Doyle has got another 3 in a row now for Johnny Doyle. That's the first one to come from play. And the
I thought it was a free out. I thought Connor went
the ball
in
being
aggressively.
handled on the ground. Where did it happen? Oh,
well, that's a foul. O'Connor has gone in with the boot afterwards. Should be a free out.
should be.
And anyway, it's not. Can't be a penalty.
No.
Well, Kildare have got another break there.
And Johnny Doyle will take that break and duly put it over. They battle in the middle, and it's Brian Flanagan who takes it away here. Louth will have to resist the temptation now to foul. Been doing a little bit too much of it. David White plays it back. Johnny Doyle onto the left. Usually a very good 2-footed shooter, and Johnny Doyle is the big difference between the teams right now. He's in a very, very hot run of form.
Terrific. This is just so good. Left foot. Great balance, Ger. And these are all pressure points now because his team need them. He can't be putting these wide, and it's going to drop momentum.
Just goes to show you the leadership that done to Alan Smith. Buzbeck side again it comes. And the goalkeeper fists it away brilliantly. Neil Gallagher, away from danger. He had Tomas O'Connor breathing in on top of him. And it's worked through Brian White. Oh, slack ball straight to Kavanagh. He's going for it, having a crack, and he's got it. Great score. James Kavanagh with his second in the 53rd minute. It's maybe died down just a little bit.
It has. Perhaps fresh legs though.
Great catch by Brian White. As you say, fresh legs making a difference. Mark Brennan now. Louth staying with the same 15 which started the game. Inside here for Judge. Back outside it comes to Adrian Reid. Hasn't scored so far. He's put that right now. Adrian Reid from Mattock Rangers, which John O'Brien takes and fires it in the general direction of the full forward Shane Lennon. 3 points in the first half, and now he's got a fourth. What a kick. That's brilliant. Up against his second fullback. What a great ball into him. Brilliantly taken. Good position taken up by Lennon. Got away from Damien Hendy. Onto the left. 119. Head by 4. Swinging it now as he makes an angle for himself with that left boot. Will he put it over the bar? He's going very close. He's got it. A fourth for Colm Judge and another for Louth, and they've blown out the lead to 5 points once again. A night of one surprise already, and the possibility, and a strong one, of a second surprise here.
I make that 9 frees for the Louth total. 9 points from frees in the Louth total. That is a lot. Just turns his back into the challenge here and puts him flying. I think you'll just see it here. There you go.
Now from that, Andy McLaughlin. Reid is coming close to him to try and take the pass. Doesn't see him. Takes off past Brian Flanagan. Look, McDonald's shot is over the bar. This is looking like a great night for Louth football. Andy McDonald's got a second, and now they are believing it's possible. 59 minutes are gone.
He did all the work here himself. He was under pressure. He pulled away.
Eamon Callahan's coming back on, and Ronan Sweeney's been taken off, so that's their 5th and final substitution. To football, that's thrown as well, and it's a free in which Mark Brennan wants to take, and that is put over the bar. Great score by Andy McDonald, his 3rd, one of the stars. There have been so many, and the Louth followers are looking forward to another day out in the Leinster Championship. They're going to be playing in the semi-finals. Nothing can take from that now. They'll be playing the winners of tomorrow's match between Wicklow and Westmeath. They meet at Tullamore. And Louth will take some holding, whoever faces them in the semi-final. Before too much longer by so-called minnows. John Doyle to kick, and John Doyle puts it over the bar. His 9th point, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to finish on the... He is back at 90. Captain that year. New generation of Louth players now starting out in the hunt for glory. There's the final whistle. It's Louth's glory night. They have beaten Kildare in the quarter-finals of the Leinster Championship, and well, Peter Fitzpatrick might celebrate with his team. A magnificent performance. Looking now with Darren Frehel.
Thanks, Jerry. Yeah, Peter Fitzpatrick. Peter, you've masterminded a famous victory here today. What was the secret behind it?
Down, the secret was hard work. Excuse me for my voice. I'm just completely hoarse. I have to be honest, I never seen such a bunch of lads put such an effort in. And listen, I'm just speechless. I think they deserve everything they get. The amount of people that knocked Louth over the last number of years, and we're back up there again. It's the first time we got the Leinster semi-final in about 14 or 15 years, and we're going to give it one hell of a whack. And thanks very much.
Peter, You were asked so many questions there by Kildare at crucial times in the match, but you answered them all.
Well, in the second half, we made 5 points, and they got 3 unanswered points. I knew this team was a good team. I knew we kept going and kept going and kept going. And all I can say is, if anyone deserved something for their hard work, they played last November, we did. And like, we know ourselves, we're going to be the winners of Westmeath and Wicklow. And all we're going to say is, we're going to start, regroup and do our best, and not at the weekend.
Now finally, you played without fear today. You won't fear either Westmeath or Wicklow. Is it too early to talk about provincial honours?
You must be joking. All we're going to do is we're just going to celebrate tonight. We had 3 weeks to get ourselves reorganised again. But we know ourselves, that's not enough. We have to just keep going, keep going, keep going.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Peter Fitzpatrick, the popular...
Peter Fitzpatrick there, a couple of hours. He marked you, I should say.
I had a few good battles with him, I can tell you. It was great to see the joy in his face there. Isn't it wonderful? I mean, what an evening we have there with Sligo and then Peter. Nobody wearing, their heart on the sleeve more than Peter there this evening. He's obviously put a huge amount of work in with them. And just fair play to them. I actually thought at half-time, not before the match, I got it wrong like a lot of people, but 122 speaks volumes. And I thought from the midfield up, Brian White, fellas like that there, Paddy Keenan, and the forwards were superb. And they just kept coming back each time Kildare came back at them. They had a reply, they had an answer, and they never gave up on their game plan. And for the first time in many years, they stuck to what Louth teams didn't do in the past. They never died away, and full credit to them, to every single one of them. And they should now go on and try and get to the Leinster final.
And the one thing about the 2 matches that we saw tonight, for people who maybe didn't see it, Sligo beat Mayo over in Connacht in the earlier game that we had here. The thing about this is people have been saying, Tommy Lyons, that the earlier ones, the championship don't matter at all, comes down to the quarterfinals and that. This is proof positive that they do matter tonight.
Oh, look at Michael, it's just a great day for Gaelic football in Louth tonight. You know what I mean? Because like Sligo have won a Connacht championship in 2007, so beating Mayo today, they would have felt they could beat. Louth have had no tradition of beating any team that was capable of winning the Leinster title. Kildare went into the game today, everybody was saying they were the team that could be in the Leinster final and could win Leinster this year. Louth, and absolutely deservedly so. I mean, some of the scores the kicked from play, they were as good as anywhere you see. If Kerry or Tyrone or Cork or any of these teams were kicking them, we'd be raving about them. But above all else, when it really mattered most, in the white heat of battle, when Kildare did up the ante, Louth responded, and that to me gives me great hope for this Louth team, because they did respond when it really mattered.
And I suppose, Bernard, we should also recognise, fair play to Peter Fitzpatrick, the work that he has done, but the man that was there before him as well for a couple of years brought Louth on that little bit. McEnany.
I think all the players would actually, would genuinely acknowledge that, and he'd done great work. A little bit unlucky, but he'll take great heart from it. I was with him there a few weeks ago there, and all he wanted was best for Louth football, like anyone's. Like, they're a very proud county, a small county there. Drogheda, Dock, big towns, their soccer towns, rugby is huge up there. So full credit to them there now. They should go on now, regroup, and I think they've an exceptional bunch of forwards if they keep playing like that. And the questions we asked of their backline, they answered, they rammed it down our throats in the studio, I can tell you. Full credit to them all there, and like 113 from play, and it could have been more. Some of the movement for the forwards was exceptional at times.
Bernard, we talked about the midfield before the game, and my God, the 2 midfielders today were just fantastic, because Kildare made 3 or 4 changes around midfield, and nobody could get to grips with them. And like, when you have 2 guys like that, and they're really good footballers, both of them, they delivered a platform that was just second to none for the forward.
Yeah. The thing about it is...
Well earned.
All right, lads. Well, I know Brian White is the man of the match. I think he's standing by to talk to us right now.
Brian, you are the GA man of the match. Can I ask you what's going on inside your head at the moment?
Well, not a whole pile. I'm nearly too tired. I think it was very, very tough out there. And we knew it was going to be tough, but we're absolutely delighted with the win. And hopefully we can push on from here and maybe reach a Leinster final.
Well, you proved that reputations count for nothing in this championship with that wonderful performance.
Yeah, we knew coming into the game it was going to be a very tough game, and we're delighted with the effort we put in. We knew if we work hard we can match any team for skill, and that's what happened today. We worked a wee bit harder than Kildare, and we're just absolutely delighted with the win.
You played without fear?
Yeah, we just threw off the shackles in the past. We would have been worrying a bit, losing when there's no real point because we were losing anyway, so we said we'd just give it a good shot, and we're absolutely delighted.
Where do you go from here now? You're into a Leinster semi-final. It'll be either Wicklow or Westmeath.
Yeah, well, both of those teams are very good as well, and we just enjoy tonight and probably meet up tomorrow and talk about our good points and bad points of the game, and we'll work on those through tonight at training.
All right, Brian, well done again. Congratulations.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
The match, but certainly put up a huge performance tonight. Ray Finnegan, he also scored the goal. Let's hear what he has to say.
Has that result sunk in yet?
Not yet, no. We're still in the high after that, but we always knew we had that performance in us, so just glad we got out there and got it done on the day and didn't freeze like we did before. So it's a good result for us.
You left your bodies out there, didn't you?
We did. We knew we had to. It's a good Kildare team, big physically strong Kildare team. We knew we had to just put our bodies on the line and up the work rate, and thankfully in the day it worked out for us.
Now, your goal was one of the moments of the match, and it proved to be one of the turning points as well.
We Kildare come out in the second half and they came at us. We knew they would. I suppose just the right place, the right time, and the ball just went into the net. So
I think you're being a little bit modest there, Ray.
well, I don't know. I suppose you can't blow your own trumpet, but it was great to be there and great to get the goal. But at the end of the day, it was the win that counts.
So many people had written you off before this game. Did that hurt?
Well, I suppose you kind of get used to that. Like, we didn't put in performances all year to probably be favourites for the game. I suppose you can't complain about that, but we always knew that we were good enough, and we just improved it today.
Yeah, well done to Ray Finnegan and his colleagues who played very